You choose to incarnate with those who you are happiest with. Yes, those who you have a history of. Now, sometimes you pick somebody else because you want the variety or the interaction that they can bring. But for the most part, you come back with a set cast, and then you just play different roles. For the most part, this was all decided before you came in. Now, there's no fate here. These were choices you made to try to clear energies. There's no karma, learning your lesson. It's not about that. It's like you're tired of carrying certain energies. You wanted to carry new energies. To do that, you need to play roles and parts. And so this means that when you're with your family members, you've agreed, I'm going to play this role for you. Now, that is a beautiful thing. It means I am going to take on karma and carry that and hopefully heal it in the future because I love you so much. I want to give you this opportunity.
Welcome, beautiful souls, to Becoming Awesome with Peter D., channeling his sacred higher self.
Hey, you beautiful souls. I just got back from a beautiful Thanksgiving visit with 40 family members. And I hadn't really connected with that many of them since before COVID. So this was a big deal. And it was so beautiful in so many ways. And guess what I did? I acted out like I was a little kid, threw tantrums, and generally created havoc. Not all the time, but some. And what I'd like to talk to you today about is how working with your family gives you those immediate triggers to really, really help you clear. We're going to get a channeled message from my sacred higher self in just a few moments. But first, let me tell you some of the things I learned from my experience. And remember, it's a conversation. Talk about your families. Share what you know about the holiday get-togethers because they're coming up with Christmas. So, first of all, my consciousness is far enough along where I could actually watch myself say and do terrible things. They would just keep coming out of my mouth. And so I was just aware of them. And I didn't try to censor myself or anything like that. I could just go, wow, that programming is really deep, and I respond in these ways. Then, of course, it all came to a head on the day after Thanksgiving when we were playing a social game, and I just started just grousing her. And at that point, I was no longer observing what I was doing. I was simply in a reaction state. Now, since then, I've been able to move my charges and see what was going on with me. And it was quite interesting what was going on with me. You see, I was raised in a family where there was always chaos. There were lots of kids, 9 of us. And, whenever we got together, it was always a fight. That's what you did. Compete for attention, compete for everything. And so those programs were still running in me because I hadn't yet cleared them. Now, I know you listen to me say this all the time, clear, 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 clear. And I do. But I just want to be a lesson for you who are watching this that, yeah, even though you clear big stuff, a lot of the everyday programming is still there and still needs to be addressed, which is why one of my teachers said 10 minutes a day to thrive, 20 minutes a day to transform. That's what your goal should be. It's a regular maintenance program, really to get out there and become a different person. And I've been letting that slide, I'm working hard on my book. I'm doing lots of sessions, helping lots of other people. So I had excuses. Oh, I was tired. Maybe I'll have a drink after dinner. Oh, maybe I'll do a gummy over the weekend. Whatever it is for stress relief. Instead of understanding, I am still programmed to avoid feeling. Yeah. And if I can get back into my rhythm of 10 minutes a day to thrive, 20 minutes a day to transform, then I can actually demonstrate and be a real teacher instead of just someone who, gained a little bit of clarity and is trying to milk it on YouTube and stuff. So that was my personal growth lesson. And it was beautiful. Now, what was really good was I could also see what was going on with the person I was interacting with. And I could see all of their stress and all of their troubles and how they would choose to express it in the moment. Because both of us were in reaction mode, okay? Now, this is not to absolve myself of blame. But what my mind did while I was reviewing it was, of course, justify. Oh, they did this and they're this way and they got their problems. And if they would just address them, then everything would be better. Right? You know how that is? I mean, that's how my mind works. Especially lower mind, trying to keep it so it's somebody else's fault. So it's not my responsibility that I'm engaging in that interaction. And then I justify it. That old my shit don't stink kind of thing? Yeah. So I could actually see that. And that was even more beautiful to witness. Wow, that programming is still deep inside me. And when I hit these points of unconsciousness where I'm in reaction, whew, that's how it does. Now, the good news is it's not the way it used to be where that was 24/7. That was my life walking around unconscious. You know who I'm talking about, everybody that's out there. So this is a beautiful thing that I've made these strides, and I'm encouraging you to make your strides with the moving charges. You can sign up on the website, free to join, and you get a little program to start you off. 10 minutes a day to thrive, 20 minutes to transform, guided processes to get you so that you can start to be clear. So that was my experience. I learned a lot from it, and I'm grateful for it, even though I'm still eating humble pie. It wasn't just pumpkin pie. It was humble pie I ate at Thanksgiving. Okay? So I'm really grateful for it. And I wanted to share this with you to encourage you because Christmas is coming up, and you're going to get triggered. So now I'm going to bring in, you're not going to get triggered, but it's likely if you haven't resolved your family stuff. I'm going to bring in my higher self to speak about family dynamics and how this all works, especially because we're coming up with something. All right. Thank you so much. Here we go. Dear beloved souls, we are so happy. Peter has become quite the channel, and each week he sits there and decides who will I channel for this week's vlog. And we are always thrilled when we are in that number who gets to speak to you, because the connection is so beautiful, because you are so beautiful. We cannot say this enough, and if you get nothing else from this message, you must know that you radiate such a powerful, deep aura of beauty. You don't see it in 3D, but we see it in 5D and the dimensions beyond. We know you. We know who's listening. And yes, those of you who are doubting this and casually listening, yes, you, that is who we are talking to. You are beautiful. You are loved. You are divine. And let us just spend this moment to tell you that. Please do your best to receive that. That is what you are worthy of. That is your truth. Now, Peter had his beautiful experience with his family, and he's putting himself on display once again for you guys. And he likes that because, one, it's beautiful, practical teaching points, and two, he gets significance. Yes, if I can't be a good person, look, I can show everybody I'm a bad person. They'll still pay attention to me. So we just want to call him out on that as well. But there is beauty and truth to this topic. You see, when you come in to your planet, you have your family. And in your popular parlance, blood is thicker than water. Family is always the value. You see that in your literature, in your myths, everything, the importance of family. And it is all true. What you do not understand is the dynamics of choosing that family. There's two things that come into play. The first is that you choose to incarnate with those who you are happiest with. Yes, those who you have a history of. Now, sometimes you pick somebody else from a different, shall we say, soul group, clan. That's not really how it is, but those are the words that are in 3D to describe it. You pick somebody outside of that because you want the variety or the interaction that they can bring. But for the most part, you come back with a set cast. And then you just play different roles. When Peter had this verse described to him, he said, if you can imagine a bin of sheet music in front of you and you pull a song out, those are your parts in this lifetime. Pull a different song out, those are your parts in that lifetime. And it's not always the same thing. Sometimes you're the alto, sometimes you're the soprano. Same with your sex, same with parents, children, all of that. But these are the people you resonate with most. Now, this may seem shocking to some of you that you are here with the people you resonate with most and you just hate their guts. Yes, how could it be that they're not my family, I'm an alien, those kinds of things you say. And for the most part, that is not true. For the most part, this was all decided before you came in. Now, there's no fate here. These were choices you made to try to clear energies. There's no karma, learning your lesson. It's not about that. It's like you're tired of carrying certain energies. You wanted to carry new energies. So you set up a dynamic where you would have that. In Peter's case, it was a family of abuse that he was raised in. And then his siblings would take it out on each other. And the generation below him was a little healthier. And the generation below them, who he just celebrated with, is even more healthy. So you can see that you come in to clear energies that you're tired of having so you can go to new places. Because in the 3D density, you can always check out anytime you want and just do your thing. But for most of you, no, it's like you're committed to the earth because you left so much energy here. It draws you and pulls you and you want to fix it. Okay, so that's what the attraction is. So you're committed to making this better. To do that, you need to play roles and parts. Okay? And so this means that when you're with your family members, you've agreed, I'm going to play this role for you. Now, that is a beautiful thing. It means I am going to take on karma, i.e. dense energy, in my 3D existence and carry that and hopefully heal it in the future because I love you so much, I want to give you this opportunity. Yes, every opportunity. So what may seem as, my abusive mother or my abusive father or this brother or sister or whatever it is, or extend it to the government and cities and clans, whatever you wish, but it's the same thing. There was so much love, they were willing to take on the karma of playing the bad role to trigger you, to give you opportunities to heal. When you play these roles, you are then having the chance to change the whole direction, not just of your being, but all around you. All of the world, the society. You see, that's how it is. You open up new timelines by saying, I'm going to go in and finish the energetics of this timeline. Now, what's going on Earth now is amplified because you're at that state of ascension. So many of you, especially if you're watching this video, you are one of the people who said, I'm going to choose a life where I'm going to clear a lot of karma. Okay? I'm going to get rid of a lot of that dense energy out. And so, of course, you've got the parents or the family that is there that's so terrible by your 3D standards. And then, of course, the holidays exacerbates it because you've got the message you're supposed to get together, supposed to be love, but then you see the reflection that there's not love. So, yeah, our hats are off to you. You are doing something incredible, and it can be done. Peter's doing it. He's being honest about that. It's not a perfect line where it's just, heal, better, but crash, burn, run into this wall, change that direction, get a little better, more love. He did notice the overall joy levels of the family members were so much higher. Yes, part of it is the COVID being over, and that was all that tension that brought, and that by design and also by other aspects. That is over, and so there's a healing and clearing there. But many people have come to fruition and are expressing joy at levels they have not expressed before. Part of that is work he's doing, which is why it's important you do your work. You lift your whole family up. Part of it is the work they're doing, which then lifts him up. So the whole thing is, as Peter eloquently said, 10 minutes a day to thrive, 20 minutes a day to transform, to move your charges, to feel what it is. And then, if you can, reflect on, yes, this is why I've been doing it. This is the unconscious patterning, so I can clear that. And then if you get the courage, which he has yet to do, you call the people up and say, I'm sorry I treated you this way. Please forgive me. And then you move to your next level. Now, as you go into the holidays, we recommend that you do whatever clearing you need to do beforehand. We also recommend that you don't put yourself in situations that are going to be problematic. If you know you react with different family members, then can you only do it for a short period of time? Instead of going for the whole week with them, can you go for this day or this afternoon with whomever it is? Put these little safeguards in place, but always, always, always give yourself escape time. Give yourself the ability to just pull out for a moment, go take a walk, go outside. And if you need to yell or scream, you do that, but mainly just to let what's coming through you pass through you. We're not going to say let the steam out, because then you'll just go back into the pressure cooker. Go back in and let it pass through you. Yes. And then get whatever wisdom you can get out of it. This is what you're doing. And this holiday season is going to be better for so many of you in many unexpected ways. Even if you do have those blow-up, act-out experiences like Peter had, it was still better for him in so many ways because of his level of consciousness. That's where you're going. And this is the message we wanted to give to you. You got together to choose this with your family. And it's going to be manifest even stronger because of the societal pressure of what is represented by the holidays. Many of you, it's your religious teachings. Others of you, it's this whole shopping thing where you must go out and give gifts. But even though that is commercial, it still is a giving and connecting between family members, which is beautiful. And eventually you're going to understand it's not just your family that you're gifting and exchanging gifts with. It's your species, it's your planet, it's your race. It's all living things. Oneness. So these are all beautiful things, and you get a chance to celebrate them. Now, Peter used to be a very big cynic, and he would watch these holiday movies, and it would just make him so angry. It's depiction, it's wrong, commercialism, magic, la la la. But then his heart melted, and he would just dose on holiday movies till he couldn't stand it anymore, and he would just cry on all of them. And that was the best he could do because he couldn't go present with his own pains and his own traumas at that point. So he could watch other people find happiness and joy and get the release from it. Yes. And the beauty is that those movies, your commercialism, all of it, shows you a culture where magic is possible. And that's going to be in your mind. And then as you do your releases, you're going to create it. And that will be the world, the timeline that you inhabit. So there we have it for you. We hope that you enjoy your holidays. We hope that you do your best to clear both in advance and while things are happening. And remember, when we say clear, you fully experience what was there. Don't go into the mental part of why they did this and he did that, whatever. Just fully experience how you felt. You'll get all that knowledge and information later. And then you can make your choices, whether you choose to be what your mind is telling you, because it's going to cycle over and over about the negative aspect. That's what lower mind does. Or you're your consciousness. Oh, I see that, I hear you, mind. But I've released that, and now I can look at my family in this way. You're going to make those choices. We don't recommend you bypass, I must see them with love and they're doing the best they can. We don't recommend you do that. Move your charges first. Feel your own hurts first. Then it will naturally happen for you. So yes, let us end with this blessing for you, these holiday wishes. Now we know that this is a very American thing because Peter is American, and all around the world you have your different traditions, and whatever they are, whether you say you're this or that, can you just let some love flow? It doesn't need to be this tradition or that tradition. Can you just tap into what's being generated by this culture and enjoy part of it? Because it is your birthright. It is your planet. You are that beautiful aspect of God. We so love you. You are so dear and appreciated. Thank you. Hey gang, it's Peter D. I'm back now. Once again, my higher self just put all my dirty laundry out for you guys to see. Well, that's kind of what it goes when I decided that I'm going to go public with what my ascension looks like. To be an ascension coach, I think you need to demonstrate it, so that's what I'm doing. The big takeaways for me was clear charges first. Then in the moment, space yourself out. Let out what you can. And then when you're ready, you can do love and forgiveness, but don't force it. It will just come to you. Enjoy those little beautiful things that are available to you. That's what the holidays are. So I want to give you my beautiful wishes for what's coming up over the month of December. And please give us a like, a subscribe. That would really help the channel. We just broke 5,000 the day before I recorded this. 5,000 subscribers. Thank you. Please help it out so this gets out there. This has become Tracy and I's livelihood, so we really appreciate your support. And share this. If you got no people who are getting ready to steal up for the holidays, maybe give them a dose. Maybe even get together with them and do a little joint prayer. Yeah, a little joint clearing. All right. Bye-bye.